Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Linda and thank you for clicking on this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back and it's really nice to see you. So about today's video, I decided to do something a little different, since school is slowly approaching and the anxiety is starting to rise up. I decided to make a video full of tips and tricks, especially for kids who are entering their first year of university, because I felt like I needed this when I was entering, and I feel low-key I still need it even though I'm going into my second year. So I feel like these would be really helpful to kind of help lessen the stress of entering a new school system basically. This video will be a bit different though, because all the stuff that's going on right now. A lot of universities are going into an online version, so a lot of these tips are basically going to be catered to a more online system because it's a completely different experience, trust me. Also, these tips will be split into 4 major sections just so that I address everything, and everything that you need to know to help you throughout the year will be mentioned. Before we start, I do want to say 2 things. First of all, congratulations on getting into your program. That is a huge accomplishment and you should be so proud of yourself. Also, there are so many students who are in the same position as you, who are feeling the same anxiety and worry and stress, so don't feel like you're alone, and this video is here to help you. And if I can do it, then so can you. The first section is about making friends and forming connections, which I believe is a very important and essential part of the university experience. So with 2020 and everything that's going on, that's going to be a little hard to do since most things are online, and when you're first entering university, a lot of the times you don't really know anyone, but fear not, I got some advice for you. Normally, orientation would be the best way to meet other people and other classmates, but most likely a lot of schools won't be doing that. So another way I'd say is to go to your school's subreddit. A lot of schools usually have a subreddit, and that's a great way to meet other students because a lot of first-year students I feel usually go there. So just go over there, look for other first-year students, try to make connections that way, and also you can find a lot of tips and advice there as well. Also, most likely there will be a lot of groups, like social media groups made, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, that will have people in your faculty who are graduating the same year as you. So that's also another great way to find and meet people. I know my first year I was put into like a Snapchat group with like 30 people, and also like Instagram groups and stuff like that, which can actually be so helpful with meeting people and as well finding any information that you may need. Clubs are also another great way to find especially like-minded people. If you're really interested in something specific, joining a club is probably one of the best advice anyone can give you because it forms connections with people who specifically are into things that you're into. So a great way to find clubs is also the subreddit that I mentioned earlier. A lot of clubs will put down like their information and things like that there. And also with your school website, I'm sure they'll have a list of clubs that you can look at and see if you're interested in any. And this advice is specifically to people who find it hard to put themselves out there and who are shy. Trust me, I understand it can seem very scary to put yourself out there, but honestly, I feel like university is the best place to come out of your shell and really meet people, because people are nicer than you think. I was shocked. There's so many nice people around you, and I feel like you just have to get out of your head and just do it and just do your best to meet people. So the next few tips are going to be specifically about studying and schoolwork and lectures and things like that. One of the biggest tips I could give you that I feel is so important, which some people may find hard to do, is do not study on your bed. And here's why. With online lectures, it's going to be very hard to separate school time from home time or everything else. So because you aren't physically getting up and going to lectures, it's going to seem as if the time that you dedicate to school and then the time that you dedicate to everything else is just gonna blur into one big thing, which can be very bad. The best way to combat this is, if possible, find a separate area to study. So if it's a separate area in your house, if you're actually like getting out, going to like a cafe or going to the library, just somewhere, if you can, somewhere that isn't your room that you can actually study at. If your room is absolutely the only place that you can study, then try not to study on your bed. Try and study in another part of your room if you can, so like a desk or anything like that. Doing this also combats one of the worst things that can happen to a university student, which is procrastination. When you physically remove yourself and go to another location, it basically puts in your mind that, hey, the sole reason that I'm getting up is to study. So you're in that work mode and you're more likely to do it, compared to when you're just chilling on your bed or you're studying on your bed. You associate your bed with like sleep and like relaxing and things like that, so your mind is more likely going to want to do those things compared to actually physically studying, which can cause you to procrastinate a lot. I know this tip is a no-brainer and everyone says it, but I feel like people really underestimate the power of this advice. Is with labs, assignments, everything, get it done as soon as possible. Like, this is really essential, because there's time for family, there's time for friends, there's time for your relationships, there's time for everything. But if you leave everything to last minute and you cram, okay, it may work for a test or two, but it's not effective long term at all. With university, a balance is essential. You can find balance between, again, family, friends, work, everything that you need, but the only way that you can balance things is if you get things done when they're supposed to be done. So saving things for last minute, again, is not going to be effective, and you're going to get really disorganized really quickly, and organization is also super important as well. So another great tip is getting family, friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, people around you who support you to help keep you motivated and on track. So study groups, someone who you study with, even just like your parents or friends, like, hey, make sure you get this done. Just someone who's there to help like guide you along can really go a long way, because it helps to keep you on track, and you really need to stay on track. Remember, these people should not be there to distract you. They should be there to help hold you accountable. Remember that. I could really go on and on about effective studying and how to retain a lot of information in a short amount of time and things like that, but I don't want to make this video too long. So if you guys want to see that, I can make a separate video that is catered specifically to study tips that really help like a lot. Alright, the next few tips are about, saving some coin, because as a university student, a lot of us are broke. Like, let's just be real, a lot of us don't have money like that. So these tips should help us, kind of hold on to the few amount of dollars that we do have. There are student discounts literally everywhere. You just have to look around. Like, there's SBC cards, which gets you like a certain percentage off in retail stores, or like restaurants have specials, different places have specials, and also the subreddit that I mentioned earlier, they like, a lot of people usually post like a lot of places that have discounts as well. So if you can find a discount, use it. This one specifically pertains to textbooks. Rule number 1, do not buy your textbooks until you know for sure that you need them. So usually around the first or second week is when you'll have an idea of when you really need textbooks. Not even first, like usually your first lecture, your instructors will tell you, okay, you really need this textbook, or no, you don't really need this textbook. If you really need to know that, I'm sure you can email your professor and they can probably tell you. But even then, honestly, sometimes they say you need it and you don't even need it. So again, like subreddits or like ask around, things like that, just to see if you need the textbook, because there's nothing worse than spending $200 on a textbook and you didn't open it. Like, money down the drain. Don't do that. If you do need to purchase textbooks, before you purchase from the bookstore, I would say go to like Amazon or even on Facebook you can find people who are like reselling textbooks. You can really save a lot of money from buying used textbooks, or even not even used. On Amazon you can find like brand new textbooks, but they're like $30-50 cheaper than you would find it on your bookstore. So do your research first before you purchase. This is a no-brainer, but do not live above your means. So if you have the budget, like just do it. If you can't afford to go out every weekend, don't go out every weekend. Just be smart with your money. Don't overspend. Just treat your bank account well, okay? Because it can turn on you, so treat it well. So these last few tips will be specifically about burnout, which unfortunately happens to a lot of university students, and it can have really bad effects on your grades, your mental health, everything. So hopefully these tips will help you to get through it or even maybe prevent it. One of the best and easiest things you could do for yourself is to take a break when you feel mentally drained or overwhelmed. It seems like really simple, but it's actually so effective, because trust me, when you're mentally like done and you're drained and you just can't, the last thing you should be doing is trying to study or do schoolwork or do things that are going to cause you even more stress. It's not effective at all. You're not going to retain any information. It's just going to make things worse, basically. So if you need to take a break, like really take a break. If it's for 5 minutes, if it's for 10 minutes, even if it's for an hour, like, you know yourself and you know your body and you know your limits. When you need to take a break, you need to take a break. Please reach out to loved ones and family and friends, and just like I mentioned earlier, a good support system is good for holding you accountable, but it's also good for when you have moments like this and you just really need someone to talk to. Sometimes when you just rant and you get everything off your chest, like, that's the best solution. So hopefully you have at least one person there that you can talk to when you have moments like these. And you know what? Sometimes you just need a good cry. So if you need to just get up, go to your bed and just cry, sis, do it. Like, just let it out. It's not good to keep, things like that bottled up. So just let it out. Cry for as long as you want to, but then you gotta put yourself back together and go do what you need to do. Make sure you are rewarding yourself along the way though, because this will help to keep you motivated and keep you moving forward and help to push back burnout and stress. So if it's like little things like rewarding yourself after a major assignment or exam, buying yourself something, little small things that you can treat yourself after, it really helps to go a long way and to keep you motivated. As you are working in school as well, make sure you're doing things that you love to do. So hobbies, your interests, keep those going. Make sure you find time to do those, because those are actually just as important as school and studying too, because you need to be mentally filled before you can even do anything. Basically, you can't be going into school and going into studying feeling bad and down. So you need to do things that fill you up. Alright, so those are the major tips that I have for today's video. I still have a few more, but again, I didn't want to make this video too long. So if you want to see more of those, then just let me know. Or if there's specific questions or things that you want me to address, just comment them down below and I'll make sure to reply to that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, good luck going into this year, into this semester. You've got this. It's going to be a different experience, but you can most definitely make the most out of it and you're gonna slay. Like, I believe in you. You got this. Thank you so much again for watching. If you like this video, make sure to check out my other videos as well. And if you like what you see, then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I post. Thank you so much again for like the 50th time. I keep saying thank you. I'm just gonna end this video now before it goes on too long. Okay, bye.